Hi all, welcome to CWC. We call it as CWC, and it is Chat with Chapparike. And the idea is bringing out the stories which have been not told individually. And there are a lot of individuals who have done marvelous work in their field, along with art, literature, and culture. And in this series, we are highlighting a few selected Kannadigas, people who from Karnataka, and they has done a marvelous work in their field and also in art and literature and culture. My today's guest is an amazing person, and he comes from what we can say is the Harvard of Kannada literature, and also we can say Kashi of Kannada literature. He comes from Dharwad, and he has almost more than 3.5 decades of experience in IT. A very early and entry he made into IT field, and he is a serial entrepreneur and established well-known companies, and now he is spearheading a AI and ML company, and globally he has been recognized as one of the finest product head. And I'm very honored to welcome my guest Sanjay Koppikar.
Thank you.
Sanjay,
Thanks, Satish.
welcome to CWC.
Thank you.
And my pleasure to sit with you as usual. And so tell me, Dharwad to Bangalore, Bangalore to now almost you are reaching Mars and Venus also.
Yeah,
And
but men are from Mars, women are from Venus, right?
Venus,
So as
yeah,
they
yeah,
say,
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
so I'm allowed only in Mars in that
Okay,
case. Yeah.
okay. Sometimes you can visit Venus Earth. Yeah. So I'm so happy that I've been seeing you as an entrepreneur and a writer, a social entrepreneur, and what do you say? You are doing your own work in social sector also. Apart from that, you have some funny and very interesting faces. Sometimes you become a singer.
There is a story behind that. I will
That
tell
we'll
you.
talk later. So tell me, BSc in Dharwad and then moved to Bangalore very early because you started somewhere around 1998,
1988.
1988,
Yeah.
almost 40 years now, almost. So how it started, and because if we go to 90s, 1988 or like that, very few were ready to jump into entrepreneurial world. The word itself was not existed in India.
Yeah. Yeah.
How it started, because everyone was dreaming for a government job, secured retirement, and with a pension, good pension. But you were in an entirely different mindset, and you took an entirely different path, and you started your own company too early, I think. So let's start with that. Then it's all yours now.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, sir. It's wonderful. Wonderful to be in the CWC part. Yes, so Dharwad, it was a different word then, back then, right? So it was like too early, not many people knew about computers at the time. So I have this thing that I tell my son. If I was my dad, I wouldn't have allowed me to start a company at 18, seriously. Right? It was all accident. I give a lot of credit to all the people around me rather than myself, because it was something like the universe conspired for me to make me happen, right? So that is how the entire thing was. So it was all by accident, actually completely sheer accident. It was a funny incident actually. So I wanted to be a doctor, but I didn't get good enough grades to get into medical. So my dad said, okay, why don't you join computer science in one of the colleges nearby. So I said, no, computer science is so easy, because I used to already study some computers and all of that at my home itself. But then my dad said, why don't you join? So I said, no, the computer science back then, it wasn't a great syllabus to be, actually, quite frankly. And people from all different, because it was a new subject, people from different backgrounds were teaching computer science. You can imagine, right? So if if somebody from a electrical or a mechanical engineering coming and teaching you
Computer
coding
science.
and all of
Yeah.
that, right? So it was a difficult period then. So I said, I can also teach. So over a dinner, I still remember, he started laughing. I said, I just wanted to prove my dad wrong, so I started this institute only for engineering students within 3 months. But on the hindsight, I see this as, it sounds very funny, but then I see this, how did my dad even allow me to do that at 18?
You're
Right?
lucky.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely, hats off to that man, you know. So I have never been able to
He
tell
would
it
have
on his
said,
face, but yeah.
he would have, another dad would have told, Magne sumne ಏನಾದ್ರು ಬೇರೆ ಮಾಡು, ಇದು ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಅಂತ. Typical Dharwad style.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's how it happened. But everybody, possibly, I'm the
Luckiest son.
yeah, last son with two sisters, very very protective. So I think they took a chance on me. So I think it turned out something okay. But then we kept growing. uh, I started with training engineering students, as I said. So by doing so, I literally went through the engineering course itself while not having done BE myself. Because every year the students would say, oh, you know what, next year the data structure is a little challenging. I would say, what challenging? Come, I will teach. So in between the colleges and all of that, I would go ahead and study myself, and then I would start teaching them. So somehow, possibly, people started liking the way I was teaching, because I was teaching the way I learnt it rather than what was there in the textbook. So possibly, I think people could relate to that. And then within no time, I had anywhere between 250 to 300 students at any given point of time. And in the daytime, I would go to my college. So my classes would start at 5:30 in the morning, and then they would end at around 10:30, 11 in the night. One kind neighbor literally gave her garage. So when people say that I started in garage, yeah, I started in garage literally. So she was a kind lady. She gave her garage to me to start with, and then my dad slowly built one floor above our house to make sure that I could use it. So that's why I said, so whatever I am today is because of all the other people conspired to to make me successful, whatever little successful that I am.
So it started in Dharwad and you moved to Bangalore. And the first company you established.
Yeah. So in Dharwad, I had this company called as Oasis. It's a funny story again. It was not doing only one thing. So when the teaching was good, so I used to teach. But later on, I found that computers, after 91, once the economy opened up, people started buying computers. So just before that only, I had started, I think 89, 90, I had started making computers. So even I had a registered brand and all that. Then people started buying more and more computers. So when people started buying computers, I was early one of there used to be a company called as Novel Netware. So it was the networking standard at the time. So I was a Novel certified engineer also. So we started giving computers, we started making computers, we started supplying. In fact, at one point of time, I was one of the largest distributor for a company called as Unicorp. And Compaq, I was one of the top 5 dealers in India. So all those kinds of things happened at that time. So as the networking started becoming, I took that as a chance. Then in mid 90s, we saw, with the arrival of network and all of that, people started going towards software, banking software. Banking software was made mandatory. Lots of cooperative banks started going for the adoption of computers as well as software. We saw there was a big gap there. People were struggling, especially in the rural areas. We have done lots and lots of banking implementations, like very very rural areas. You cannot even think about. Of course, Badami was a much bigger town, but even places like Kaladgi to all these remote places,
all these small cooperative banks.
Very very small cooperative banks. We would go train them completely.
It's a package, no?
Yeah.
Because no one knows about computer.
Yeah,
Even
absolutely,
even to
absolutely.
switch on, switch off, people were not
Yeah,
aware of it.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So there is a one particular what do you say, a journey you had from Oasis to Quadwave.
Yeah, yeah.
There is one more journey now. A big journey started now.
Hmm.
I want to know about that evolution from Oasis to the Quadwave, and more about Quadwave and what happened.
Yeah. So funny, when we were building, see, this was my problem, right? Nobody in my, as you said, right? Entrepreneurship was not a term that anybody knew, right? Nobody in my generations had done any kind of business. I had no formal education in business at all. Whatever we learnt was doing by mistake, right? Uh, so so that was the problem, right? So what happened is that in by 98, 99, I started making series of mistakes. I didn't even realize. So those mistakes, whether it was a genuine mistake or giving credit to the wrong set of people, supplying to wrong set of people, my my business, while business was good, but these other dependent factors actually started consuming the whole time, right? I lost all of that, and when I thought of shifting to Bangalore, I had hardly 1,000 or 2,000 in my
Balance.
bank as a balance to actually take care. So there was one more friend of mine. Of course, he was my student earlier, and then he had run a company. So they had started a company here in Bangalore. So I joined that as that. So that was the first time. So when I had to write my profile in 2000, 2001, I didn't know what to write because I had done literally everything. I had taught students, I had built computers, I had done networking, I had done software. So I didn't know how to write a profile. So, but my first job, quote unquote job, also I got it without writing a profile of sorts because these people knew me. So they said, okay, why don't you come? So that's how I shifted to Bangalore. So came to Bangalore as a utter failure and started with -1, not even plus anything at all, with an experience of having been successful and having been a big failure as well, right?
See, you have been in the entrepreneurial world from almost 35, 40 years now. Do you think that the failure is a part of this journey?
Oh, the biggest value that I see is the failures that life gives you. The successes, they teach, they give you happiness, but there is no better teacher than failures, as they say, right? So that teaches you so many things, so many things. I can't, if I start, I think we both will be will end up in writing maybe a 500-page book by end of that conversation. Oh, it teaches a lot. So yeah, I think I would remember every single failure that I have had rather than the successes that I had, right? Yeah. So
You think these failures are the step towards the success?
yes, yeah, failures make the success more sweeter, right? So you know when you have failed, and then you as a individual also become more mature. You start now, when the next venture starts or a next initiative starts, now you are making sure that you are cushioning yourself. It's what is a project manager, right? Project manager is not just managing people, it's managing, anticipating risk management, risk mitigation plan. All that starts getting imbibed into your system.
So why I'm asking this question again and again? Because the whole world is, especially we are sitting in Bangalore, and places like Bangalore and Bay Area and few parts of India are buzzing with the startup and entrepreneurial ventures. And in most of the cases, you have seen, and I have seen, the Gen Z or the generation after that, now they are entering into the startup world or entrepreneurial world. We see a lot of difference between people who entered entrepreneurial world in 90s, 80s or 2000 and the people who are entering the entrepreneurial world now. There's a lot of difference in the mindset I'm talking about.
Actually, Satish, I don't agree to that
Okay.
fully. Okay, partially people have been people all the time, right? So it's, but even back, may not be 90s. 90s was a little different because the availability of funds and resources were not this plenty, naturally. But I will talk from early 2000 onwards, where the entrepreneurship, startup, all of that started getting more recognitions, right? Now, if you think about it, there are two kinds of people who start. I'm talking about entrepreneurs. One set of people who want to solve the problem, the other set of people who want to make money, right? So the people who want to solve a problem are still there, whether it is Gen Z or millennials or whoever you want to call them, they are still there, and they are the ones who build institutions, organizations, and set up. The people who come in with the moneyed part of it, possibly they would make a hell lot of money, right? But that is their focus. They are coin operators, right? So one of my partner's favorite terms. So when he identifies, right? So they are coin operators. They know that, oh, okay, I'm starting this because you know what? I see an opportunity. I enter here and I exit. So they don't build institutions. They make money. So
you're saying this set of mindsets are always there. It's continuing. That's it. Nothing more.
Absolutely. But the speed at which it is going now has changed because of the arrival of AI. And
within a month, people are getting valuation of around billion.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so recently, this quick house-made service company got around 60 million or 70 million within the formation of the company within maybe 60 days.
Yeah. So no, all those kinds of stories, right? So,
but in your case, let's come back to your story one. Let's go to the general story. In your case, you were very much focused on product and making an impact and solving a problem. Even in Quadwave also, when we come back to the present venture, the EvoluteIQ, one of the finest, evolving or a big company which is going to evolve from the India and making a huge impact on all over the world is EvoluteIQ. So even in all the cases, your focus is making a good product, making an impact, and building an institution rather than making a lot of money and running away from the problem.
Yeah. So solving the problem, right? So that is what. Then when you package it as a product, it becomes a nice product to solve a problem. So one of the things with Quadwave, right, the best thing that we did is that we focused on solving the problem in terms of productizing it. We had even called it as productized IT. Okay, productize it is how you would pronounce it. Now what we did there, in fact, EvoluteIQ is the 7th product that we built from ground up that made to Gartner Magic Quadrant.
Oh.
With the size of the company that we are in, I don't think even a large company would be able to say that, okay, they were able to do that. So Gartner is one of the biggest analysts and the most respected analysts, right? So getting into Magic Quadrant is extremely difficult. So, but then we realized, oh, you know what? We are building it for others and giving it on a platter to others. So why shouldn't we do it for ourselves? That's how the background started. But coming back to your product part of it, product is basically either copying somebody, so which is not a great deal, but you can copy somebody's other product and make it. But a real solving of a problem would always be something like this, Satish. You look at the current state and you should have a capability of projection. Understand this, because today I am here with a projection. I am going to be like this. So the moment you start understanding that projection is the point where you are saying that, okay, you know what, I am going to start solving the problem, and this is how the position is going to be. By the time I am getting ready with the product, these are the kinds of problems I will be able to solve. So that makes a futuristic product. Possibly, I think what we were good at was, because of our experience of having been in the industry for a long time, we were able to capture it very well. And when we were able to articulate that well, people were like, oh, ide bekagit nange. Right? So we were already there. So actually speaking, that's what I keep saying. So everybody, in the recent funding that EvoluteIQ got, some 53 million from one of the oldest investor company. In fact, they have a VC as well as their bankers and all of that. So when they invested, everybody started saying, "Oh, you guys are overnight success." I said, "Yeah, overnight success with 20 plus years of experience in building the product." Right?
Yeah.
So what happened is, incidentally, I was doing one of my courses in IIM Bangalore, and that course in 2004, that course was like, "Oh, you know what, Sanjay, you did all these mistakes because you did not cover this." So it was like, literally, it was of course a course for an entire batch, but it was like, for me, it was so personal. Oh, you made this mistake, that's how you lost here. You made this mistake, you lost here. That's how personal it was. That changed the perspective. And during that period, in fact, I even have the date stamped presentation. I had a presentation there in 2004 where I actually came out with the concept of the first version of EvoluteIQ. We didn't know what to call it. I called it some other term, name, and all of that. And then when we did not know what to call it, we called it next big thing. NBT, as we called it, So actually, the first time I wrote about this was in 2004, October. From that point onwards, nobody believed something like this can exist. So in 2007, when we started Quadwave, is when we realized that, okay, nobody is going to trust this kind of product can be built. So we started the services company. We started plowing all the monies that we earned into building this product. And 2019 is when we all realized that, okay, now this is the right time to carve it out as a product. Because then we had perfect partners. Of course, Naveen has been my partner in crime forever. There are Arun, there are Mallikarjun, and Shri had joined. And of course, Gangadhar had been our supporter in the Quadwave part of it. But when we were joined forces with Samit, Deepak, we realized that this is a global product that has to be ventured into. So we carved it out. And the first thing that I realized is that for a global product, India is not a great market. We speak about Make in India and all of that. All that is great. But somehow I realized the VCs and the investor community out here is not global in their mentality. 99%, I am making it with all honesty, this statement, 99% of the venture capitalists in India are fund managers. They cannot comprehend a new product idea or a thought or something like that. Right? So unfortunate.
Same happened with the EvoluteIQ also.
Yeah, absolutely. So we tried getting funding and all that. Since we did not get, we funded the company in UK. The day that we founded it, we got a funding from Sweden and Nordics area. So we are actually, while I keep saying that we are made in Indiranagar, not just made in India. We are made in Indiranagar, Bangalore, but we are a Swedish company because we got the opportunities there. We struggled to get all these, and now, because now we are globally acclaimed product company, we are in the field of automation, agentic automation, right? In the area of agentic automation, we are right up there, whether you consider Gartner or Everest or any of these analysts reports, we are right there in the leadership zone or around that in various reports, right? The reason for that, if you look at other competitors, the youngest competitor there is at least 25 years old in the leadership zone. So a 6-year-old company is able to compete with that kind of company with extremely lower number of resources and all that. Why? Because we had the right vision, we had the right team, we had the right setting, we have the right reach, global reach. Right? We have people like our CEO is Samit Gupta. He has built multiple companies and he has even earlier done some exits at $500 million and all that, or more than that. right? He has been a part of companies like Genpact and so many others, right? So we had the global reach, we had the right engineering skills, so we had the perfect recipe for making it a success.
Not only because I know you guys very personally. Not only that, I think the entire team looks very honest and very rooted, and you guys are very committed to the what you are doing. That's also very important. These basic things should be right
Yeah.
to build
That-
any big company.
Trust, Satish.
Yeah, trust.
Trust is the primary thing. So if I tell somebody even till today that lots of people, core team that I have been working with, have been there with me since 1995. Some of them have been with me from 2000, 2001. In Bangalore like situation, where people go for an extended lunch, you don't know whether they are coming back at all or not. Think about it. People, so I still keep wondering why these people trusted us so much, because they knew that we were on the right path, we are doing the right thing, and they are going to get the result of what they trusted
So
us.
that means, see, the thing is, we need investments to build a good big company. More than that, we need good people to build a good company.
People are your primary investment, Satish.
That is the biggest investment.
That is the only investment that brings everything else.
Yes.
If you believe that you are the core success part for everything, then there is nothing else which is more wrong than that. It is the team that you set it up, and they are the ones who will drive you. And the team is so selfless that they allow people like us to take all the credit, which is big thing. I keep saying that I have the best job in the world, Satish. I sit back in my room, I relax and dream, and there is this phenomenal team which makes it a reality.
So I always joke, no? We always discuss, both of us, when personally we sit. There's an I virus and it's a me virus.
Yeah,
The
I call it iPhone mentality.
iPhone mentality, and the I virus is going to kill any good company, and me virus is making the company a great company. We.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy that Made in Indiranagar company is now a global company. We don't want to talk about the investment, money, and other things. You guys are going to make certainly $1 billion, many $1 billion, I think. Good luck for you guys.
Thank you.
I'll come back to the other phase of Mr. Sanjay Koppikar now. Okay, and so you were a hardcore with all your experience. You are an entrepreneur, and plus you have the other soft phase, or I can say a cultural phase. And in 2000, I think 2008 or 6 or like that, you started writing books, 2 novels and 1 play. I'm sure you would have, if you had a little bit more free time, would have written at least 10, 15 books now. But in between, you always bent towards art, literature, and culture. That bent towards art and literature and culture. Is it because of Dharwad?
Yeah, of course. Dharwad makes you different, right? So it's there in its DNA, right? Whether it is music or culture and see, Satish, we all are made of stories, right? So tell me, what is the difference between an animal and a human? Is the art of telling stories, right? So we either live for the stories and create those stories, and inquisitiveness, making everything as a story for us. Right? Today we are sitting here and discussing my past as if it is a story. Right? I don't consider it as a great story, but yeah, then today it sounds very interesting. Oh, at 18 I started or whatever. We have that art of storytelling, right? Now, what happened with me is that my mom was a great storyteller. She
Okay.
used to write very nicely. But unfortunately, she was taking care of us, and because my dad was in forest department, so he used to be posted in different places. So they made a decision for us to, as a family,
Settle in the
settle in
Dharwad.
Dharwad. So he would travel and come over the weekend and all that, right? So because she was so busy, she was never able to focus on her writing and publish and all of that. My neighbor, there was this gentleman called as Ganesh Burde, Shri Ganesh Burde. He was an amazing influence for me. So he would make story out of anything. So Satish, you are sitting on this chair. This is a little different chair from that, and there is that knob there, and that knob is a time capsule. So if you turn it, you are going back into 300 years. He would start making stories like that, just right there. Oh, that one was the elephant that the name the Ashwathama, after it was being killed, and now it has turned into golden thing. So he would make stories like that, and now I'm also making it up, right? It is
The same thing happened in my mind also now. When you said animals cannot tell stories, maybe we are not
we are not
not
aware.
understanding them
Yeah.
also. They may also have telling a lot of stories.
Yeah.
We are not in a position to understand.
They don't
those
have a
stories.
good publisher to back them.
Or we may not know their language.
Yeah.
We are the biggest failure in case, because we are the only one species. There are millions of species on the world.
Absolutely.
Maybe all of them are telling a story.
Yeah, yeah.
We are not able to understand those stories. Maybe that's also a case.
Yeah, true. So I used to be his one of the first listener and reader as a 10-year-old boy next door. He was so, and I still have his face in front, right? He had these dreamy brown greenish eyes, and because he was very old, and with his feeble hands going up in the air, he would create that word around us. And I can imagine myself now that I'm like with my jaws dropped, looking at him in all amazement, creating these stories right in front of me. So that always stood with me, right? So creating stories was always a part of so all my friends, I'm sure
So
they
you are-
hated me for that, but yeah,
You're a born storyteller.
no, we have stories. Yeah, I could articulate some stories if you.
Then how did Bangalore happen?
Yeah, in fact, stories were written multiple times, but I could never publish. Bangalore was one which was paining me because I came here, I told you, with absolutely nothing. Bangalore gave me an opportunity, right? It is the land
In fact,
of opportunity.
Bangalore is one of the first book. That's why we are talking about that
First
book.
published book.
Published book.
The others I couldn't. Right now also, as we speak, there are 3 to 4 ones which are actually struggling to come out.
It will come out.
Yeah. Yeah, so Bangalore was one of them. Because I saw in 2010, I wrote this in 2010. I saw that we are killing Bangalore, right? Killing a city. A human can be killed with 1 stab or 2 stabs at most, right? A city needs millions of stabbings.
Stabs.
And we were all doing it. And it was paining me. I could see that that was happening. So again, I spoke to you about projection, right? This story was about the projection, right? I saw how we are not using our water resources and making it even more feebler. How we are cutting down our trees and all that, and then complaining that Bangalore is getting hotter. We were with IT as a profession, we were not becoming, how do you put it? We were not becoming professional enough. We would just leave a job just because somebody gave a couple of thousand rupees more, right? We were not professional enough as a service industry also. So we were saying, how are we, why did Bangalore happen and why are we killing it? So I saw all of that happening. And unfortunate as it is, you could see that all those things are actually turning into realities. Right? I'm not proud that I foretold this. I wished it did not happen, but it came out true. In fact, some of them sent me some, it's like a diary plus writing, right? So I don't know if you have read
Yes,
it.
Bangalore.
It's a diary entry, and then the story goes. It runs in a parallel. A son is investigating why his father died in Bangalore. So he has the access to his diary. So he's reading the diary, and the son is also going through that. So it is running in parallel. So in one of the diary entries, I had written that November some date 2020, Kurmangala, one of these major IT hubs, and all the buildings are empty. Somebody took a snap and sent it to me on WhatsApp saying that, Sanjay, see, this has come true. Of course, it was for COVID, not for the purpose that I had mentioned, but it was suddenly stark and hitting back. Yeah. So we all have stories in us.
Then the second book, Divided Minds, I think.
Oh yeah.
And it directly relates to the IT industry.
Oh yeah. So I even Bangalore also I had couple of IT things, but Divided Minds, the first draft, even I have it now. In 2011, I actually year 2011, 2012, you remember we used to have these Blackberries. So I literally, using the Blackberry, I typed it to my wife, the first snippet or the complete storyline. I typed it and sent it to my wife. I still have that email saved. The concept was, again, projection, nanotechnology. Can it be, can the nanobots be injected into bloodstream? If bloodstreams are there, then what are thoughts? Thoughts, or any of your brain works on the electrical pulses. Can I manipulate them? If the nanobots are already there in your bloodstream. So these kinds of things started coming into my mind. So I said, okay, why don't I write? And at around the same time, there were so many different stories that were happening. These were real stories. So at one point, an army kind of army units, couple of units moved towards Delhi. Okay, later on they said no, it was just an exercise and all that.
Yeah.
So all those things were happening around. So I used all of that into the novel construct and built that. So funnily, in 2017 and 2018, Elon Musk starts a company. It's called as I'll come to the company name a little while later. So that also is exactly based on the similar kind of thing, implanting a chip in your brain. And
so you anticipate even when you're writing and when you're
it's projections.
Projection, when you're doing a project also, or product also, or writing also, you anticipate very well.
Yeah,
that is your strength. And suddenly, maybe because of Girish Karnad impact or Bendre's impact, you wrote a play, Naro.
Oh, that's an interesting thing. The Naro was again planted by Mr. Burde when I was 10 years old.
Okay. And so Naro is got translated into many languages also.
Yes, 5 languages.
5 languages, yeah.
It started when I was 10 years old because he was creating story like this, right? So my point was, if we believe that all these mythologies are true, because we all Indians, lot of us believe that it really happened. But then if it had happened, does it mean the Chiranjeevis and all these things, are they true? If they are true, what if somebody around us claims that he or she is a Chiranjeevi? What will be our response? First we will laugh, then we will start asking, validating what happened and how is it going to be true. And then the third thing that comes to my mind is that, oh, then what happened during Shivaji time? What happened at Akbar time? What happened? So that's the inquisitiveness that comes into mind. So I thought of writing that as a play, because I didn't know how else to write it. But for that I did nearly 8 to 10 years of research, because it has mythology, history, everything combined, right? So that was the thing. So it is completely non-technical theatre part. Incidentally, when I wrote it, I had, of course, in one of the lit fests, I had met Shri Girish Karnad. I asked, of course, he also hails from Dharwad, so he is also from very much from Saraswatpur, which is a neighboring locality in Dharwad for us. So I knew him since I was a kid. In fact, my mother-in-law knows him since he was kid. Uh, so in fact, her
It's
elder
called
brother,
Karnad connection.
yeah, her elder brother and Girish Karnad, they used to play together in that area apparently. So so we go a long back. So I asked Girish ma'am, will he be able to read and give me some input? So he was at a later part of his life, right? But his commitment was so phenomenal. He said, Sanjay, he used to walk with the oxygen,
Oxygen.
this thing, right? He used to say that, Sanjay, I have a challenge. See, with all this, I don't know when I will be able to. So I have my commitments to some publishers. I have to give some reviews and all that. I will take that up, and if there is time permits, I will take it. So even at that time, he was completely committed about his deliveries, right? Amazing, different mindset,
Mindset, yeah.
So, yeah.
The
So,
generation itself is different,
yeah.
actually.
So I don't know whether the drama came out as drama, but the playwright, lot of people have given good comments. In fact, some of them just made my life. In fact, thanks to you. Again, I'll tell you off the record. In fact, Shri Manjeshwar Govind Pai's granddaughter called me up, praised me, saying that okay, she has read it thrice. I had sent her the Kannada version. She read it thrice. It was so beautifully written. Nobody had imagined. I had not imagined this kind of interpretation of mythology, history, and all that.
I think we have to
She's
come
in
up with a
90s.
show with Naro in Canada. We'll do that.
Yeah.
That is a commitment we both are having on live.
Yeah.
Okay. And another thing is, see, you are an entrepreneur, you are a writer and a public speaker, and you are a mentor, and also you have your philanthropic face also. And I want you to talk about Million Mutinies.
Yes. Million Mutinies.
Million
Yes.
Mutinies. That is one of your philanthropic dream,
Not for profit.
non-profit,
initiative.
because you are making a lot of money with the EvoluteIQ. You want to spend it now or give it back to the society. Yeah. What is that?
Yeah.
I'm very much interested in.
Sure.
And you
See-
say it is a mutiny.
Yeah. Mutiny is a very interesting term, isn't it, Satish?
Yeah.
So
If it use
What
it in a
was-
positive way.
yeah. So first, the Sipahi Mutiny, what Britishers called, is the first independence, war of independence for us. So a mutiny has a positive and a negative connotation, right? Now, of course, this Million Mutinies now, India Million Mutinies now, was written by V.S. Naipaul in 80s, late 80s or early. It was there in my mind. Of course, nothing to do with his writing. It was a travelogue that he traveled across India and whatever he says. But that term stood with me for all these years. But recently, what happened is that on the floor of the house, one of the ministers gave that nearly 80 crore people are in the ration scheme. It's not scalable, right? How do you make it scalable? We can keep complaining that government is doing this, government is not doing this, and all of that till cows come home, right? But what are we doing? So this was I call it as a hairy, audacious goal, big, hairy, audacious goal. That we said we are going to enable 1 million entrepreneurs across India.
You're saying micro entrepreneurship,
Doesn't matter.
whether it's micro or macro, whatever it is.
Doesn't matter. So we are here to enable 1 million entrepreneurs across India.
Yeah, in both social sector and
Any sector
any
and
sector.
across different
Yeah,
sectors, right? So we are talking about, so we started saying that, oh, okay, when we start, immediate thing is, oh, that means you must be focusing on technology. We said technology will not be the primary mode. The focus will be non-technology, because technology today has lot of backers already. There are VC firms, there are lots of them who are already. While technology can be underneath, but we said we are identifying 8 areas of focus. We said agriculture, AI or no AI, people need food,
Yeah.
right? Arts, music and culture, books, language and literature. We had education for all, fintech for all, medtech for all, women entrepreneurship, rural entrepreneurship. So we identified 8 areas for focus. This itself was half the universe, right? So it was massively large. So we started looking at each of these, and then we said, people, again, I have seen that, right? So people believe only when it is true. So over last more than 1.5 years now, we said we will make it true and then only go to public, right? We'll make it happen. We identify each of these areas, then we say that we have these leaders who are coming in and participating into it. They take ownership of each of these. We have lot of different industry partnerships agreements in place. We will pick up the ventures. We have now access to 64,000 inventions, registered inventions that are available for public use, right? These are patents, and there are various kinds of models that are already available. So we are now trying to make this available and enable through this. I have been a Rotarian since very young age. I was brought into Rotary when I was 22, way back in 1992. So that Rotary influenced me big time, right? Service above self was the concept. So this came out of that as a thing. So what we said, that how do we identify, how do we mold? If you are early, if you don't know how to start, we'll help you how to start a company. If you are already a startup, how do you grow to the next level? If you are in a phase where you need to jump into from a startup to a medium enterprise or something like that, giving the exposure in terms of the investors or any of them, right? So how do you get them? So that is the thing that we are doing. So fast forward, we started with all of this. Satish, again, as I said, right, universe conspires with you to make it happen. This is so true here. Now, fast forward, now with 1.5 years, I have been talking about this to you over all this period, right? What has happened is that each one of these, there are different projects and project owners have come, joined and making it happen. For example, now the women entrepreneurship, as we speak, we are calling it as 3. So where the person who runs it and who owns it as an initiative, we've been able to make nearly 400 housewives become small micro entrepreneurs. If you had told me 1 year back that within 1 year this kind of thing is possible, I would have said, come on Satish, what are you saying? But all these people are getting together and making this a success, right? It's a beautiful journey that is coming true. We are doing something very unique in agri-tech. So possibly we will have one of the marquee IITs, if you will, to come and participate along with us, with some of the University of Agricultural Sciences in the agri-tech. We sent some 4 grassroots innovators to Bangkok to showcase their innovations there for in international thing. We helped conduct, we sponsored wheelchair cricket IPL kind of model. 160 people on wheelchair cricketers across India came and participated here in Bangalore. Right? So what is happening is that as we are speaking, just with the concept, people are coming and joining. Right? So that means people were just waiting for that opportunity to actually do good. So there is so much of common good, Satish. I realized that you don't need a lot of money. You just need that little amount of push. Are we okay for a story? A personal story.
Yeah.
Long back in 90s, we used to work with Mr. Vijay Sankeshwar. So he told me a story and that has stood by me all the time. So with due apologies to Sri Sankeshwar, I'm stealing his story, but he said, he narrated one incident. Apparently in one of his garages, one of his lorries tilted into a ditch. All the people gathered around him and they said, oh, now we should get should it be JCB, should it be what, should we get this to get it. It was an empty truck, there was nothing, there was no load. So he came, Mr. Sankeshwar came and said, looked at it in typical Dharwadi Kannada, bhal idiyalla ಒಂದು 4 ಮಂದಿ ದುಕ್ಸಿದ್ರೆ ಹೊರ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ. If 4 people just push and it will be out. So he just started rolling his sleeves and go, and in his words, before possibly even he touched, all the people came, pushed the truck, and it was there on the road. So if you think about it, all that I am doing is that rolling my sleeve,
yeah.
and I can see people are already putting the truck on the road and started driving it also.
Yeah. And luckily we both have been part of Sankeshwar, or we are part of Sankeshwar story also.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can imagine. So that
someone has to take a leadership role. That's it. Someone has to be in front, and people certainly take care of it.
No, they take the leadership also. So it's not, you just need just a push, a nudge.
Yeah, that's very, very important. And apart from that, you are a singer also. Tell me, that's funny.
Satish, that is a very contentious issue. Between me and my wife, I keep saying that I am used as a singer to vacate the halls. So, so I am no singer of any repute.
I think you love old Hindi songs.
I love songs. Kannada songs. I have been singing Kuladalli Keliyaudo. Like every time I get a chance, I start. People must be wondering why is he singing 50 songs all the time. But yeah, all good songs of any language. So in fact, in our space, third space, what my son has started, he has now literally fought with me, got vinyl player, record player in the space, now collecting vinyls, music records from all across the world.
Okay.
So he has got some 100 odd plates from US now. He's getting it from UK. He's getting it from some of the East Asian countries. So he's literally creating a library for such connoisseur music kind of thing, right? So you are actually getting a tune of word music in a space that we have built. So yeah, so we all love music. So
there is a theory. It says in case of a person, whatever he achieves or whatever he does, everything will be shaped in his childhood. Especially childhood and the environment he grows, and people he interacts, and at the end of the day, a person is a product of the society and the people surrounding him. Do you believe in it?
Yeah. So I completely believe that, in the sense I told you about my childhood, right? So my mom was a great storyteller, but she couldn't. My eldest sister is a genius. She used to be first in her school and all that. My second sister was the naughtiest one in our entire family tree. So I was the actually nobody kind of thing, right? So I always looked up to these people. So when we talk about women equality, I'm telling it in a jest, but you have to take it in that. When people, I understand how the society treats women, so I have complete respect for that. But when people are fighting for equality, why are with men? I'm like, why are you trying to come down? You are so good. You are so better. All that they need is just an opportunity to prove that they are better.
Yeah. I think they are proving it now.
Yeah. Now our company, we have so many women doing so many phenomenal jobs. All the major critical roles, majority of them are women, right? So it's like, so for me,
I always feel that women are more superior than men in every sense.
They can handle complex. So that is one of the reasons in most of my novels that are even what I have published, as well as upcoming ones, women are the central characters. Right? So
it's a wonderful journey, Sanjay, from Dharwad to EvoluteIQ. And on behalf of CWC and my team, I will wish you good luck, and we want to see you guys everywhere, and
Thank you, Satish. Sir.
entirely, because I know a person like you, if you make money, you will give it back to the society in another form and make the society better than what it is now. I believe in it. Money should go to good people. So thank you so much for this
Thank you.
lovely
Wonderful.
conversation. It's
Yeah.
always pleasure to be with you and have a long conversation with you. Up to now, we had a very personal conversation. Today, we are having a this professional conversation. Thank you so much, and good luck for you. And
Thank you. Wonderful.
all your
I enjoyed
ventures. Yeah.
this conversation. Thanks for taking me into this nostalgic journey.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thanks.
Have a great day. Thank you.
Thanks.
And this is none other than Mr. Sanjay Koppikar. And thank you so much. I'll come back with one more guest next time, and have a wonderful time. Thank you.